Look at that. So, my head is completely frying. I just printed a 20-page VSL and I broke it down all manually by hand with a pen. It was like, my head's like fucking blowing from all that. Let me show you in a second. Alright, so you see this, the dollar deception. It's supposedly something about like depth. I think the offer. My head is frying so much right now that I just forgot like what the offer was. So yeah, I just finished that. I don't want to touch it anymore. Like my mind's full of ideas just after breaking it down. I had like a little bit of struggle, not gonna lie, just trying to see what the whole structure was. But once I kept on reading, like I just saw the big picture. So this VSL started with like a shit ton of pain. This is especially because of the market they're dealing with. It's like people full of fucking debt. So you need to rely on negative emotions for these people. And the best way to go about it was to create an enemy. So it was all about creating like the enemy. You know how it's almost with Andrew Tate? The enemy is the Matrix, except here it is the system. So it is like the Federal Reserve and how like money is all just debt and how they were played into this game. They made a deal with the devil and now they're just victims to the system, right? And then the dude just presents the offer later to clear all their debt, um, increase their credit score, and like just all stuff related to that. And he included like a few bonuses, which I don't fucking remember anymore. Like I just wanted to get this thing done. I think I kind of slacked off near the end. I just read and quickly noted down stuff down. I'll probably come back to this with my mind a little bit fresh one day when I just don't feel like doing anything and just feel like revising some copy. But yeah, so the initial structure was like shit ton of pain. Maybe the first 3 minutes, it was. It's interesting how they framed this as a documentary. So you know how people tend to be like a little more skeptic when it comes to like just VSLs, like they can smell they're gonna be sold. But no, this was framed as a documentary. So it started with like movie shots and stuff, and like it was all just about them. Just pain, 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 pain. This is you can't pay off like your debt. You can't pay off your student loans. You can't pay off your car. And like you're just here in this vicious cycle, like where they just come fucking grabbing your money. And this was where the enemy was established. And then the guy hopped onto once the hook was over, once there was like a lot of emotional turmoil stirred up, he moved on into a lead, so a problem solution slash secret lead. So he said, "Hey, this is a big problem, but I was able to get clear of my $700,000 debt and increase my credit score to 700, like 800, and then la 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 la, using this simple step method with secret like something like so you get the point. Like it was just he didn't he, he didn't give the solution right there, and then it was just like a really big lead, just keeping on with like open loops and then just framing like clearing the depth as like freedom, as having a choice, a freedom of choice, and that's obviously very powerful, all while keeping the enemy in close sight. And then it all just came down to the body where all objections were handled in such a like a sleek way. It was like just through a whole story, which like the guy noted down like the story sections. So I think there's like some sort of formula to come about this. And he named the sections, and I don't understand jack shit about it. Like I don't understand why the story is made that way. And while I could see the objections being handled, and sometimes me struggling to see them back with my own eyes, like I can't I can't help but to think like, holy shit, this is really complex. Like it really overwhelmed me. It was a lot of story, and just the way they put up like this entire thing, it really impresses me. Like, how can you come up with such an elaborate story that manages to like handle all these objections, and it is pretty easy to just present your offer in the end and like say, hey, this is what you need. And at the end, even still, they still had to do like a few recaps, a few objection, like rehandling, I guess. They still had to do a really hard time to convince um, to convince the prospect to essentially just buy in. Yeah, there were plenty of CDAs, like 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't even fucking know. Like, just so many calls to actions I've never seen in my life before, like in one single piece of copy, in one single VSL. So yeah, this was really interesting. It definitely gave me lots of ideas now, and I think I'm just starting to see the power of the tremendous power of this, like just breaking down copy with your own hands and just breaking down like really good copy, so you start thinking in the same process. And my take is, the more times you're gonna revisit them back, the more things you're going to be able to find. And I really hope that happens with me, and I really hope that gives me like lots of just brain bandwidth to work with when I'm writing copies, so that just ideas just pop out fast like this, and I remember, oh, in this VSL they done this, so I can just do the similar, like this would fit good here. And I guess that's a natural process that comes when you just expose yourself to so much of a single thing, that then just things start coming like by nature, like second nature. So it's almost like a pattern recognition. Like, oh, okay, this would fit here well because I've seen from like the 300 other VSLs I've studied, like this structure would work best for this offer, for this audience, for this whatever. You, you get the point. So that's the point where I want to reach with copywriting, and I think that's where masters lay in, and where they can start like playing around with like obviously they have the structures, they know they work, but they can also come up with hooks, ideas, angles that, based on what they've seen work before, can be their own ideas, and just be like, even though it's like a completely fresh new idea, just creative idea, like they have a feel of if it will work or not. So that's the level I want to reach with copywriting, and essentially just be able to charge a lot without feeling guilty, which is one of my problems. Like, I'm really fucking scared to charge, bro. Like, I've done great work for a few of my clients. The second one, still not an official client, like she literally just offered to pay for the first script I done, but I told her like we agreed on this one being free, and then we can start charging. But I could have literally just taken the money, like fuck it. Like, what is my problem? So I guess you'll stay with that for now, and I'll just wrap up the video here. Bye.